one more update plus the makeup of the day, because I did want to share with you guys all this. I did my makeup a little bit different today, so I will share that after I finally make this announcement, because this is actually the third time that I've filmed this particular update. I had bought the new iPhone 11 when it came out, like what, October, whatever. I got this news back in November. I filmed it like twice, 3 times, something like that. And then my brand new iPhone decided to just die. Like, it froze up, it wouldn't like start. It kept like the Apple logo would just keep, it wouldn't start. And I was like, oh, I had just went to a baby shower. Congratulations, Evilise, by the way, she had her baby. But yeah, I went to her baby shower, we took photos, all that was gone. I went to the Apple store, they were like, oh, we're so sorry, but we cannot revive your iPhone, so we're just gonna have to reset it, you know, factory reset it. And I was like, oh. It's crazy. I lost so much, and I guess the problem is that I keep like 22,000 photos in my photo library at any given time. It's like I really sit down and try to delete all these photos and videos, and I can get through maybe like 1,000, 2,000 a day. Like, I even do the, like, you know, when you select multiple select, I still can't get through all these photos. So, and I have like a lot of content like from probably 2 years ago that I still haven't edited and released it yet. So anyway, so this was the big news. I finally got my genetic testing results. And so here's the story, break it down for you guys. 2 years ago, I got flued out to Milwaukee, and it was for research. There was a research program for people with albinism. They're researching all the different gene types, albinism, and also like how our eyes work and everything. So they flew me out to Milwaukee. They put me in a hotel for a few days, and I think we did 2 or 3 days of testing, which was exhausting. Oh my gosh, it was just, well, it was really easy. Like, there really wasn't a lot to it. I believe the first day they like asked me questions, they took a blood sample, you know, to do my genetic testing, and they then started the vigorous testing on my vision, which was included like a lot of high resolution images of my retinas. And you know, they looked at my nystagmus, the test where you like check your peripheral vision and all that. Boring. Oh my gosh, it was so hard for me to keep my eyes open. Like, my eyelids are very heavy, so it's like I'm like trying to keep my eyes open the entire time. It was crazy. And this was like for a few hours a day, like just taking a lot of photographs of my eyes. My retinas are beautiful though. So with albinism, we don't have pigment in the backs of our retinas, which is part of the reason that our vision can be like, you know, impaired. But yeah, I'm going into like, I've talked about this before, like my vision and everything. Right now I want to talk about the genes. Let's get into them genes. So what causes albinism typically is that 2 parents have to have a copy of the same albinism gene. So there are actually a variety of albinism genes. There are at least 7 or 8 known types of oculocutaneous albinism. Isn't that cute? Oculocutaneous albinism. Oculocutaneous albinism. I think that's how you say it. My bad. I have a type of oculocutaneous albinism, and I was not sure which type I had. My guess was that I have OCA2, but I did also have a very slight concern that I might possibly have a type of HPS. HPS is another like syndrome which is related to albinism, but it also can cause some other health concerns affecting your blood clotting and lungs and kidneys, and it can become a life-threatening condition in some types of HPS. I wanted to just know what my genetic type was because it's never really been a huge deal to know the type, because generally most types of albinism are very similar as far as like how to manage. Like we just basically need sunscreen to prevent sunburns, and you know, the care for our eyes. The vision is typically very stable. For me, I wear glasses or contacts to help improve my vision. I just know, like, my personal situation, I have myopia, astigmatism, nystagmus, optic nerve hypoplasia, and I also have, what is it called? But yeah, those are the things that's going on with my eyes. They checked out all those things, and then it took an entire year for them to find out what type of albinism that I have. So, plot twist, this is where things get really different. They called me up a year later in November, and they were like, so we got back your genetic testing results, and we combed through your DNA about 1 million times. We only found one albinism gene. What? One. I have one OCA2 gene, but ta-da, I still have albinism. So how did that happen? That is a very good question. You know, I was completely shocked by this information. They told me that I have a common variant gene that 20% of the population apparently has. So that was not uncommon. But the variant gene interacts with my OCA2 gene to cause me to express albinism, which they said, like, that's not like very common, but it typically comes to that when there's only one OCA gene. It's like interacting with another random gene. I had no idea. Like, I was set on knowing that albinism runs on both sides of my family, that I got the gene passed down from my mother and my father. But it did make sense because my mother's side of the family, we know for sure that we have 4 cousins with albinism on that side. We don't know anyone with albinism on my father's side, which doesn't always mean anything, because like carriers can just keep passing it on, and as long as they've never like had a baby with another carrier, the chances of having a child with albinism are very like non-existent. Like we wouldn't know, there wouldn't be like physical proof that albinism runs on that side of the family, unless a child is born with albinism, which, like I said, is typically when 2 carrier parents have a child with albinism. I'm not half albino. I'm not half albino. I have albinism, but I only have one gene. I have OCA2, and I only have one gene. It was very weird for me to find that out, because the thing about it is, whenever people were talking about albinism on the internet, I was like, these are the facts. Like, I'm typing up, albinism only happens when 2 parents have the gene. Yet here I am, I've only got 1 gene. I've been lying to so many people, I had no idea. So I am so sorry to all the people out there that I was educating. Can't explain it. So it was very informative, because now I understand how I have albinism. I have 5 siblings, and I'm the only one with albinism. And now I'm here to share my story with you guys and my very random genetic makeup. So, any questions? If you guys have questions, please leave a comment. Let me know what you think. And here's the makeup of the day, which was super simple, and I actually really like it. So this is kind of like probably gonna be like a go-to thing. Like, I mean, I think I typically do my makeup like this on very simple days. Lately I've been using the Maybelline Dream Matte Mousse, and the color is Porcelain Ivory Light 1. That's what it's called. It actually looks pretty dark in the jar, and this was the reason why I had this for so long. This is my like 2nd time buying this, but I had a whole bunch of these like different shades, And when I looked at the lightest shade in the jar, I was like, oh, there's no way that that would match on me. But it actually is a very close match for me. I like it. And I like the coverage because this is a cream-based foundation, which means it is a full coverage. Less means more, you know. I can cover up all the translucent parts of my skin. You know, you can usually see through my skin here and see my veins, and then I have like a lot of redness around here. It covers it very easily with very minimal amount of product, and I like it. I like that you know, this isn't too oily or, you know, dry. Cream-based foundations are really great if you have dry skin. My skin is, I think it's combination, but it's dry and then like here is oily. Like I have a lot of blackheads on my nose, which I don't know if I'll ever be able to get rid of them, but I like that foundation. It's very nice for me. Next I used a very inexpensive blush that came with the LA Colors 3D blush contour step-by-step palette. I got this from like one of those little gift sets that comes out around the holiday times, and I just used my fingers. Like everything I did today was with my fingers. I didn't use any brushes. I just did a little with the blush here and here. That took care of that. Next I did my eyeshadow, which was, well, I have this big giant palette from NYX, but I only used one shade, which was this golden shade here. This is the Modern Dreamer palette. I haven't played with it a whole lot, but it's got a lot of colors, and you know, that always means a lot of options. And it has mattes, shimmers, glitter colors in it. So yeah, I just used this very golden glittery color, and I used my fingers to apply it. Nothing too crazy. Mascara today is the Wet n Wild Mega Volume. I kind of like this. It's a little difficult to apply because like it actually smudged on my eyelid, and that rarely happens for me, so I was like, wasn't really feeling that today. On my lips I'm wearing ColourPop. This is a Lippie pencil. Lipstick, which is one of my favorite lipsticks of all time. This is the Milani Color Statement, and the color is called Naked 89. You can see I've been using it a lot because it's getting down to its last moments here. But yes, Milani Color Statement. I'm not a huge fan of lipsticks, but I do love the texture and the color payoff of their Milani Color Statement lipsticks, and I think these they go for around like $9 to $10. You can get those at the drugstore. And on top of the lips, I just did a little gloss with this MAKIAGE Carli Bybel collection. This is their lip service lip gloss, and I will also write the color down below because it has this very teeny tiny label that I could never read in my life. On my highlight here, I've got a very, very subtle golden highlight. I don't usually do golden colors, but I just grabbed this one today because I actually have all of their colors. CoverGirl sent me these. This is called the CoverGirl Clear Fresh Cooling Glow Stick, and this particular shade is 400 So Guilty, and it just goes on like this. Very cooling color, very cooling feel, and it's very subtle golden shimmer. I just put it right there on my cheeks just to give like a little hint of a glow. And I did not do anything on my brows today. I wanted to rock my natural brows, and I think it looks great because today I'm actually having a great hair day. And honestly, I did not do anything to my hair. I washed it with a very tiny drop of shampoo just to like freshen it up, and I let it like air dry, but then I took like a quarter size of argan oil and just kind of scrunched it in. I've never been able to do a wash and go, y'all. Like I just realized I did a wash and go. Just never knew that. Like every time I've tried to do a wash and go, it just does like crazy. So